Suppose your friend is immigrating, and you are experiencing a bitter and heavy moment of separation. Afterward, in that moment when you are sad and mournful, have you ever felt that remembering the beautiful memories you made together, and this bittersweet affect of mixed sadness and happiness, will make you feel a bit better? This is a feeling that in psychology we call nostalgia. In the current era, nostalgia is an emotion that in general, people have a relatively pleasant approach to. They perceive it as something well, and many times they like to take refuge in it. But throughout human history, nostalgia has not always been a cherished phenomenon. In 1688, a Swiss medical student named Johannes Hofer introduced a disorder called nostalgia in his dissertation. This neurological disease was observed in Swiss soldiers fighting far from home in distant parts of Europe. Its symptoms included constant thoughts about home, sadness, anxiety, irregular heartbeat, insomnia, and loss of appetite. Hofer coined the term by combining two words, nostos, meaning return to motherland, and algos, meaning pain. Other physicians in Switzerland also proposed interesting theories about this phenomenon. They attributed it to the effect of air pressure changes on the blood vessels when one goes from their own land to another place, or to the impact of the continuous sound of alpine cowbells on the eardrum and brain. Until the 19th century, this phenomenon was known worldwide by different names among physicians. In Germany, it was called Schweizerkrankheit, in France Mal du Pays, and in Spain Malita del Pays, but it was still considered a physical disease. However, in the mid-19th century, Charles Darwin introduced nostalgia as an emotion and mentioned in one of his writings that recalling past memories can be a pleasant feeling. He described nostalgia as a combination of varying and conflicting emotions that make it difficult to analyze. During the late 19th and early 20th centuries, psychoanalysts adopted a depression-like approach to nostalgia with the emergence of the school of psychoanalysis and the publication of psychodynamic ideas. They introduced nostalgia as an acute yearning for union with the pre-Oedipal mother, a saddening farewell to childhood, a defense against mourning, or a longing for a past forever lost. At that time, nostalgia was gradually separating from homesickness. Psychologists realized that nostalgia can refer to various objects or people, not just the concept of home. They considered nostalgia an ailment, but as a mental illness, such as depression, rather than a physical disorder. This disease was due to the failure to form one's independent individuality and the inability to bear separation. When a person has not been able to mature in the realm of individuation and separation, this defect manifests itself in the form of nostalgia. As the phenomenon of nostalgia attracted the attention of more scientists, in the late 20th century, researchers shifted their focus from the things that people can be nostalgic about to the feelings that nostalgia can evoke in people. They began to ask what kind of feelings nostalgia can cause, and what kind of emotions arise in a person when they review memories. They realized nostalgia is a bittersweet emotion, not just an unpleasant state like depression. During the process of nostalgia, one revisits a collection of pleasant and memorable memories, but due to the irreversible nature of the past, a sense of loss and longing is also created. The past was wonderful, and you had the chance to experience it, but it cannot be replicated in the same way. It truly tastes both bitter and sweet. Researchers have recently discovered that the process of nostalgia is not just grieving over a past that is gone. This emotion holds psychological value for us and can benefit us in certain parts of our lives. Therefore, a new positive and beneficial approach to this emotion has been formed. Through nostalgia, we travel back in time to recall that there are people who love us and whom we love. We also look for the confidence to create new relationships in the future. We remember the valuable things we did in life that give meaning to our past history. This understanding gives us more motivation and strength to repeat meaningful things in our lives moving forward. As the Danish philosopher Søren Kierkegaard once said, "Life can only be understood backward, but it must be lived forwards." Science tells us that we can use nostalgia and memories from the past to have a positive and optimistic outlook on the future. Most importantly, nostalgia helps us to find a unified and integrated identity for ourselves, to experience a sense of originality, and to create in our minds an I that has these dear people and valuable works in its past. This understanding enables us to infer that we are not useless or rootless creatures, because we can find meaning and a sense of belonging in our lives. Nostalgia, and its soothing feeling even help the economy and the advertising market. When we see our favourite music from our youth playing in an advertisement for a biscuit or a car company, creating a teaser for its new car exactly like the title sequence of our favourite old series, we know where our mind is being tickled. Nostalgia, which was once treated as a disease, has now become the solution to many problems. It's good to enjoy this natural gift that we humans have.